continuing with the same project. So, working on a custom clone trooper armor set here. I've got extra pieces of clone armor that I've had just lying around from different builds that I've done, extra pieces, parts. So I've decided to build an Auburn football themed clone trooper just for the hell of it, because I can. So yesterday I made up the slurry, which is good enough really now to kind of put on there. So see, it's just like a paste, kind of yogurt, almost a yogurt. So I'm going to use that first as a glue to glue these shims onto this piece, and then as a filler to fill the seams. So that's what we're doing today. Welcome everybody who is here. I appreciate you being here. I really do. Okay, so gloves, not for any safety reasons. I could get too craps about safety, as evidenced by the fact that I never have a ventilated mask on here and I'm working with toxic chemicals. But I was born in the 70s. We're raised different. What up, dude? What up, Ike? Welcome aboard, sir. So we got the slurry ready to go, and we're going to try to put these abs together and make them one piece. So, gloves on. Again, not for safety, just because I don't want to get this shit on my fingers. It's a little bit difficult to get off. So again, I've got small shims here that are going to attach to these pieces here. And then the other piece will glue there, and then I'll just have two little small seams to correct that. So, yes. Yes and yes. And again, I'm just using this ABS slurry. I'm just going to slurry up this piece and glue it down there and clamp it with some clamps. Stuff's super easy to work with. You know, it's like working with paste. It takes it a while to dry, so you know you've got room to kind of move the piece into position where you need it. Very, very handy. And then it like really chemically melds it into one piece, because you're basically just gluing this with acetone, gluing the same material to the same material. And science and all that shit, you know. Science. All right. Pop that down there. Another clampy. Another clampy. More clampies. I'll just clamp it up like that. And then let it sit for a couple minutes. It ought to really get glued down there good enough. And then we will do the other piece, but we'll go ahead and get this side on here. Flower Slayer, welcome, 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 welcome. We'll go to sleep, Flower Slayer. Well, thank you for coming, man. As the Asian text implies, I'm guessing you are in the east, the far east. So yeah, it would be time to go to bed. Not even close here. Yeah, no, this stuff too, it like, seriously, it will glue. I've never had a piece of ABS glued armor come apart. Super glue will come apart, E6000 you can get off. You put this together with this stuff, and it ain't going nowhere. So it's very, very handy. Very, very handy in that regard. All right, same thing on this side. Several clamps. And you can also, instead of using clamps, I've also put just weights on it to hold it down as well. But that'll basically get that done. I'll let that sit for a little bit and see where we're at on attaching the next side. So some other things that I do with my armors, and I've gone different routes with this. So on the shoulder bells, typically if you just purchase like a standard construction knee pad, you can attach that right there. There's a Velcro strap on it already, or an elastic strap on it already that like kind of holds it in, so it's perfect. But if you don't want to go that route and pay, you know, this could be like 10, 15 bucks. If you don't want to do that, then I just take EVA foam and I'll create that kind of thing. And basically what that does is it sits that piece of armor up off of your shoulder a little better, and it kind of gives it, you know, more of a look. So I'm making a custom Clone Trooper armor here. I've gotten a bunch of additional Clone Trooper pieces through the different builds that I've done. Like, for example, I had these normal shoulder bells left over from when I built Cody, because Cody, I had to purchase some special Commander shoulder bells. So I got a new chest and back and ab piece from Mike over at 850 Armor Works. When he did the new stuff, he gifted me with a new set of that just so I could try it out. Thank you. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate it, Destiny. So I'm building a custom Clone Trooper by utilizing these pieces: chest, back, abs, shoulder bells, and then my 501st armor. I'm going to basically make a Auburn football Clone Trooper. So it'll look colored just like the Auburn football uniform. So navy top, navy here, white helmet, orange stripe, blue stripes down the side. I've got some decals ordered. And I'm doing all this because I graduated from Auburn. My wife graduated from Auburn. My daughter just enrolled in Auburn, so she started that in fall. I'm going to build this and then start hounding Aubie, the mascot of Auburn, hounding all of his social medias in the hopes that he will invite me to a pep rally or a game, or, you know, I could football, basketball, baseball. I don't care. Whatever game you want. But I'll just constantly hound him with pictures of this and hope that he invites me up there. So that's the plan. Yeah, no, it won't. No, it won't. And that maroon is just an ugly color. Orange and blue is beautiful, man. It's beautiful. That's how you know God is an Auburn fan, because the sun's orange and the sky is blue. All right. Greetings and hallucinations to you, Jennifer Brewer. Welcome aboard. You can sniff this stuff and you'll get some hallucinations. Not the good kind. It's really more headaches than hallucinations. So, let's see what we got here. So now, if you see, it's mainly dry. It's not really moving anywhere. So I can go ahead and get the other piece on here. And we'll see what we got left. And the good thing about this armor is there's like, I don't need to get this approved by anybody. This is just me, you know, doing my thing. Mark the Infinitely Tired. Welcome aboard, sir. This is just, I am now the Infinitely Tired just because I had to go into work at 3 this morning. Or not 3, at 5. I hate that. Hate it. So, yeah, I don't have a CRL that I have to match with this. So it's kind of like I can just, you know, make it as accurate as I want to. I'm not as worried about the seams on this. But so what I'm doing here is applying the ABS slurry to the seam. Just like so. Looks like a little more under there. And I'm not so concerned about the top and the bottom, because one will be covered by a belt, and the other will be covered by the chest back, so they don't really matter as much. Literally just clamp that bitch down like that. Let it sit for a couple minutes, and then that one will be glued on as well. And while we're waiting on that, we might as well do this side. Alright, so again, I'm just going to slather that up with ABS slurry and then clamp it together. And this is a glue and a filler, so it's a floor wax and a dessert topping. Only people of a certain age will get that. But it's a floor wax and a dessert topping. You make this by mixing the scrap pieces of ABS with acetone, and it turns into a paste. If it's too thick, you can add more acetone. If it's too thin, you can add more ABS pieces. But then I use that to glue and then ultimately to fill these seams and make this seamless armor. So that is how we do. That is how we do. You just need to add a little bit on each side to get it right, and then you're going to have a completed ab section. Ab section. This is really going to be a simple build because this is like ultimately the only other piece that I'm going to have to do any kind of work on is this. The shoulder bells are basically done. They've got minimal sanding. I'll have to get a helmet eventually. I'll pick up a helmet from Galactic Armory. Yes, yeah, so that's about the only place, Mark, that's about the only place that you really do have to sand on these things. So once the slurry sets, then I'll come into the seams, fill it with this, and just basically rub it as smooth as I can. But then it'll be several passes of sanding in order to get it to where it's completely seamless. Like one first sand, and then I'll fill it with Bondo glazing spot putty, do kind of a second one, and then I start between Bondo and filler primer, you know, steps of back and forth with that, and just until it gets, you know, clear enough and it looks seamless. So that's about the only sanding that you do on one of these. It's not like a 3D print that you have to do any kind of thing on this. You know, these pieces, when you get this, spray it with filler primer, and then one light sanding is really all you need. Normally, I would have to cut this out and add the back plate, but since this is going to be a football themed one, I've just got numbers. I get decal numbers coming, 6'6". So my number, I mean, I think it's appropriate for a clone, number 66. So I'll have 66 there. I've got a Auburn decal that goes there, 6 and a 6 here. They have an Under Armour there. I'm going to put the little tiger eye, I think, right up here. And then on the bottom somewhere, I'm going to have to do something down there as well. But yeah, this is the only other piece that I'll have to finish. Once I get that one, the ab piece done, then I'll know how large I have to make this, because it basically slides as one piece over top of the abs. Yeah. Let's see if one of these is ready now to do some filling. This is the fun part. Probably both dry enough now to get it going. Yeah, I really love slurry. This ABS slurry is the easiest of any kind of like super glue, E6000, any of those. It is by far the easiest. So what we've got here now, you can see obvious seams. So I'm going to take the slurry, fill those in, and kind of rub it as smooth as I can, and then the sanding process will start. We may need to sand it a little bit, then come back and do another little layer of slurry, but it just depends. So yeah, that's what we're looking at filling, and it really is is not difficult. They'll literally just take it and kind of drizzle it along and then rub it in. And again, I'm not concerned about what's going on up on the top here because I can just trim that right across, or it'll be covered by a belt or something else. So. But if I wanted to, I could even, you can kind of see how there's a ridge right in here. I could fill that also with slurry and try to make that disappear. This stuff is pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. Okay, so that's what the first pass looks like. You still see the seams and stuff, but they're filled in initially. We'll let that dry for a minute and do another pass. And then for this side, much of the same thing. You just fill these seams with the slurry. No, I mean, I've got, a lot of people do use, I'll just get, you know, to me, all CA glues are the same, so I'll just buy these bulk off of Temu and then use the activator as well. So there are some certain things that I'll use a super glue on, but for this, it's just easier, and it really gives you the materials for it when you're cutting the armor pieces out. You're kind of stupid not to, if you ask me. Because it's honestly, like, scientifically creating one object here. You know, these things get bonded together so powerfully because it's chemical melding the same chemical with this. There's some science involved. I can't explain it. I'm no mathematician, but I can tell you it works. I can tell you it absolutely works. So then, yeah, you'll end up with a rough thing like that. You can still see the seams, but we'll do several coats of this. Let it dry. Light sanding. Fill it again. Let it dry. Light sanding. Yeah, polymers. That sounds official. That sounds official, and that sounds right. But yeah, that's what we do. So then, where we go next? And again, I'm just trying to do this. This was more of a, it's kind of like a closet build, if you will. It's stuff that I've already got, although I do have to order. I guess I could redo my 332. I got to order a trooper helmet. But other than that, it's everything that I've already got. And I'm trying to utilize paints that I already have as well. So I have that from the Ahsoka, and that's pretty much the Auburn orange. So I'll have that one for that. All I got to do is get like 2 cans of Navy spray paint for the jersey, and then everything's pretty much done. So, yeah, I'm psyched about this one, man. This is going to be fun. This is the first time I've done something completely, you know, unique. And although I'm kind of following a guy with the uniform, I may take some liberties with the helmet. I've never been super pleased with Auburn's helmet, to be honest, but same color scheme, but I may take some liberties with that. I don't know. So, So the plan for this one is going to be a Auburn football themed clone trooper. So, for example, the shoulder bells will have, stripe placement to kind of match what the Auburn's shoulder looks like. Chest, numbers on the front and back, number 66, because he's a clone trooper. So I'm making a custom Auburn football themed clone trooper, and the goal is that I'm going to start relentlessly hounding Albie. He's the mascot of Auburn, which he's the best mascot in the nation. It's not even a competition. Not even a competition. But to start to hound his social medias in the hopes he will invite me to a football game. And look, I'll pay my way to get up there. I want to be on the sideline. And I think he may be able to pull some springs and get me there. So, yeah, that's my plan. That's my plan, to do an Auburn-themed clone trooper. All right. What else do we have in here? So I don't have any other pieces there. I'm going to create a belt. So every other belt that I've done has been the silicone belts, which is... That's the cutoff part of one of them, and it's just rubber, basically. So it's a rubber mold that they make this out of. It's much easier to work with because you can kind of bend it right to the armor and glue it on there, which is something typically I use super glue. I'll use super glue and E6000 on it. So that's something I'll use super glue for, or C8 glue. So this is the first kit that I bought. Had the ABS plastic belt. So I'm going to attempt to use these pieces with some little belt boxes that came with it and create kind of the white football belt that goes around the middle of this. So, yeah. Yeah, I'm thinking this one's going to be fun. This one's going to be cool. I don't know. So my thought for the Clone Trooper helmet, for the little band, I don't think I want to do that gray. I think I want to do that band orange. Do the frown orange, do an orange visor, orange stripe, and then possibly the blue, but the blue's like kind of pinstripes next to the orange. I may do, I don't know, something different with that. But yeah, that's my plan for the helmet. So yeah, it should be pretty cool. I don't know if I wanted to kind of mock up a face mask of sorts, but I don't think so. I think I want to just keep it to where oh yeah, and I've got Auburn decals to go on the side, the logo. So it'll kind of match it for that. So yeah, these will basically be put together. They have the two pieces, and then you cover up the meld with the belt box. So I just got to figure out the way to get this on there, and then glue all these pieces to the app. But yeah, I think this will kind of work for that thing. I'm gonna go with a Phase 2 realistic. It's just my favorite. I'm not too keen on the Phase 1. Although now you got me thinking, man, I've never done a Phase 1. Maybe I should do a Phase 1. I don't know. It's gonna be realistic either way. I don't like animated armor. It's just not my thing. I think the realistic stuff looks a whole lot cooler, a whole lot better. So, yeah, you got me thinking. I'll have to look at a couple different Phase 1s and see if I think I want to do one of those, because that would be kind of cool. That'd be kind of cool. But yeah, so I'm going to have to get that. I'm going to order it from Galactic Armory, as you should if you ever order any kind of helmets. I get my prints. I don't 3D print. That's just past the level of anything that I want to do right now. So I get it straight from Galactic Armory. I get the prints from him. Aaron does awesome work. I've got an affiliate code with them, so do like me. Use my code Darth Rage when you check out. You'll save 10%. So that's what I do. I'll have to do, I don't know. I'm going to look and see. And I could do a Commander helmet too. I don't know. But it'll probably be a Phase 2 realistic. That's what I'm thinking. That is what I am thinking. Let's see what's going on here. So now, looks wet, but that's just because it's shiny. This is all already dry. So let's get some more in here and see what we got going on. No, I haven't done Narf Trooper. And that's a cool helmet too, because it kind of looks very Scout Trooper-esque, which I have done a Scout helmet. And I love Scout Troopers. So, yeah, I could kind of see Narf Trooper being an option. Now, I hadn't really even considered a separate helmet because I just kind of automatically assumed I'd do a Phase 2 realistic, but you got me thinking. You got me thinking, man. So I've done, the last couple suit up lives that I've done. I did some Clone Trooper armor suit ups, and I tried, I think, almost all of my helmets on with the Clone Trooper armor. The Mandalorian helmet actually looks really good with the Clone Trooper armor. Ooh, I didn't even think about that. I've got my Black Series Den helmet that I never use because it's just a shape on my shelf. I may try that to see. But that looks really good. The Scout Trooper helmet looks really good with Clone. I've decided that Clone Trooper armor goes with anything because every helmet that I have looks good. I tried the Ant-Man helmet. It looks good with it. Darth Vader, of course, looks good with it. But every helmet I tried looked good. So no ARF Trooper, but I have done Scouts. And again, I'm doing the same thing I did before, just kind of laying down some slurry. And it's really pasty. I've got it kind of in a pasty format right now. It's just easier to work with when it's thicker at this point. Another layer. So this will be next couple days, just going back and forth and adding a little slurry, adding a little slurry, adding a little slurry. I've got it to where once it dries, I can measure out the chest back too and go ahead and get that going as well. So take it easy, dude. I'll try to see you in your live tonight. Try to make it to you. Try to make it to you. Mark and I work together. So, yeah, I think that's about all I'm going to do today, y'all. Thank you for stopping by. I do appreciate you being here. That box is falling behind me. What the hell? If you enjoyed it, please give me a like. Seriously, give me a like. I do appreciate that. Share this with people. Spread the love, man. It's all about love. As always, I'm Darth Rage. This is Darth Rage Reviews, your source for the Force.